The next element of SDBR that we implement simultaneously with choking the release is the buffer management priority system. Even after choking raw material release, there is likely to be still some level of queuing in the plant. We need to ensure that the work centers work on the right work orders at the right time. We also need to guard against unhelpful behaviors like the efficiency syndrome, saving setups, cherry picking, etc. And buffer management helps us to do this by giving us a clear and objective priority list. To develop the priority list, we divide the production lead time into three equal zones, which in our case are 5 days each. Each zone is then given a traffic light colour to indicate how close the work order is to its due date. So, for our little plant, the green zone of the buffer is the first 5 days from the raw material release date into the work order's journey. The yellow zone of the buffer is the middle 5 days of the work order's journey through the production lead time, and the red zone of the buffer is the work order's last 5 days of the production lead time, which ends with the due date on which we expect to be able to ship the order. As each work order is released to the plant, the clock on its production lead time starts ticking. Every work order is given a colour depending on where it is in the buffer or its production lead time. Green for work orders that are in the first third of their journey through the buffer, yellow for those work orders in the middle third of the buffer, and red for those that are in their final third and approaching their due date. To be very clear, every work order must have a colour, and if it doesn't have a colour, we need to know why. This process enables us to give each work centre its own buffer management priority list for the work orders waiting to be processed. The list is prioritised according to buffer penetration, or in other words, how long the work order is into its production lead time. Operators choose work orders for processing based on the priority list sequence solely according to the buffer colour. Late or black orders have the highest priority, then red work orders, then yellow, then green. This is the only prioritization system allowed. We do not prioritize according to which work order will keep the work center working for longest, not according to which work order has the shortest or easiest setup, not according to which work order allows me to do the job I like doing best and enables me to leave the horrible job to the next shift when someone else will have to do it. The work orders are prioritized only according to the buffer management priority list and nothing else. Unfortunately, old habits sometimes die hard, so in practice, this change in behavior needs careful monitoring and intervention where necessary to ensure the priorities are being followed and good habits adopted. Generally, workers are given the freedom to pick from work orders within the zone, but cannot go beyond the zone until all work orders in the highest priority zone have been completed. So, using the example on the slide, the only work order that can be processed from this list is the black order because that is late, nothing else. However, once the black order has been completed, the operator can choose from the 3 red orders and doesn't necessarily have to complete the highest red order first. But again, all reds have to be completed before the operator can work on any of the yellow orders. The diagram illustrates what applying the buffer management priority system to every work order in our little plant could look like. You can see now that the inventory queues are divided between black, red, yellow and green work orders. You would normally expect to see the colours dividing between the plant with more black and red orders towards shipping and more green and yellow orders towards raw material release. But in my experience, I've seen all sorts of distributions, and the process is highly revealing as to how the whole plant, from order acceptance to shipping, is working, how effective the end-to-end process is, and how synchronized the different functions are. For instance, I've seen on several occasions red and black work orders at the first operation in the process. How on earth can this be the case? A work order is going into the plant almost already late. Well, there could be a number of different causes for this, including 1. The work center is not working in the correct sequence. 2. Sales may be taking too long to enter the order onto the system. 3. Purchasing may not be ordering or be able to acquire the raw materials in the right time. 4. Material release may not be following the raw material release schedule. And I've seen other causes too. But the point is, it is a transparent, objective and clear priority system. It prompts the right kind of questions about how the plant operates and what is needed to improve performance. We'll talk a lot more about how we focus and prioritize ongoing improvement in video 6. Okay, let's summarize where we're up to. We're ready to begin the implementation of SDBR in our little plant. Over the first few days of our implementation, we will continue to accept customer orders and commit to due dates as per normal. We have put in place a process to prevent the immediate release of work orders to the plant. Instead, each accepted order will be scheduled for release according to our raw material release schedule. Remember, due date minus production lead time equals raw material release date, and we will be sticking to this regardless of requests from the plant for more work. The plant will continue to work through the queues in front of each work center. However, they will work strictly in accordance with the buffer management priorities. Late orders first, then red orders, then yellow, then green. Nothing else. Everybody knows what is expected of them, and we're ready to go, and in the next video we will talk in detail about what exactly we should expect to see in the first few days of the implementation as the choke and the buffer management kick in.